Hello. We're here. How's everybody doing today? It's Satisfactory Day. 12 days since last incident. We, uh... We hit a major milestone last stream. We hit a major milestone last stream. You ever just say something and it's like your mouth just doesn't quite make the shapes that it's supposed to? Like, it gets the general idea, but it just... Like, if you know what the person says, you can hear it. But if not, it just sounds like mumble words. Welcome in. How are we doing? Alright, so we started working on some fuel stuff, some oil production. And we want to continue working on that today. Now, we have to do some planning because we want to get some power up and running. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Let's take a look at this. What do we got here? Got a few fuel types here. You've got our regular fuel burns at 20 meters cubed per minute. We've got turbo fuel burns at 7.5 meters cubed. That is so little. These always output the same amount, which is going to be 250 megawatts, unless we overclock. Now, if we were to overclock, let's see just how much we could get out of one of these. With a grand total of 3 power shards per fuel generator, that's 625 megawatts. 600 matches 8 coal power generators. $7.5 times 2.5. $18.75. The thing about fuel power is, as you scale up the type of fuel, you're scaling up the number of buildings that you have. So when we're working with turbo fuel, it's just a ton of these things everywhere. So there's a lot of verticality. When you build a massive turbo fuel factory, you are building... Ooh, Jazz comes in, gets first. Welcome in, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, when you're working with a turbo fuel factory, rocket fuel and what's the other one? Ionized fuel, the last one. Even when you get to those tiers, it's just taller and taller buildings over and over again. So we are burning at 7.5 per minute without any of the power shards, and it's... Let's take a look at the numbers where we're gonna work with it without power shards. Production, we want a refinery. Our refinery that produces turbo fuel is producing 18.75 per minute. So one refinery for one turbo fuel generator. Fully overclocked. For 22.5 fuel per minute. Now if we're producing fuel at the fastest rate, the residual fuel that we've got here, we're taking in 60 and making 40. If we were to reduce that down to 22.5, that's 33.75. Let's ramp that up to 45. Just try to get some nicer numbers out of that. 90, all of them. So 135 makes 90, which is 4 of these. Of course, we're not going to actually overclock these, we just built the buildings. And that's... Ooh, no, that's terrible rate. Hang on. Yeah, 135 per minute crude oil makes 90. How do we get that down to 100? throw some numbers at it and see what sticks. I suspect it's gonna be this one. There it is. Figures we're not gonna get nice numbers out of these. 135, 270... 540, so that'll be an additional 60 for an additional 40. So 9 times 4. So that's 360 plus that additional 40. That's 400 fuel per minute at a full 600 crude oil, which is what we can get out of a fully overclocked pure node. Right, 400. So 16 times 3... 54. The other, all of it. Nope, that's not a number we can get. Yeah, doing thirds math is, kind of a pain. 50. Alright. So 60 makes 50. It's a 6 to 5 ratio. Jazz gets a 15 stream streak. Congratulations on your streak. Appreciate you popping in here as much as you do. So 400 does not divide evenly by 6, does it? Nope, of course not. So for us to get some nice numbers out of this, we are going to have to do some overflow handling, or reduce how much we're pulling from the oil nodes, the oil wells. If we just double the overclock, we'll get 480 out of it. But, okay, hang on. So it's 6 to 5 ratio, we've got 400 going in. $333.3. That divided by 7.5 is 45 fuel power generators per fully overclocked pure oil well. So that gives us an idea of what numbers we're looking at here. Now, if we got one of these set up to do 16.667 each. Now, what's our 100% rate? 18.75. 18.75 is one of these fully overclocked. 22.5 going in. So do we actually try to get... Well, here's another question. Is for every one of these... Every 22.5 of these, we need 15 compacted coal. Which is a 3 to 2 ratio. So for 400 fuel... We need this much coal. Do we even have enough of that over there? Not sure that we do. I'm again wondering if I'm getting too ambitious with this project. Ah, no, our power's good. I don't already have a buggy built somewhere, do I? No, we demolished it. You're not wrong. It is fun being a gremlin. Can't contest that. Of course, if I didn't think it was, I wouldn't have bothered putting so much time into setting up the sounds so people could be gremlins. Hey, Acorn's here. Welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Got a refund and a call from Uber about your scary ride the other night. That is good to hear. Hopefully the call went well. As far as more than just getting the refund, but also, like, it sounding like they're gonna address the issue of the, driver being inappropriate. Yeah, that's good. Oh, we got friends. I'm doing well. Satisfactory day. Been excited to get back to this world. Feel like I should have done maybe a little bit more planning. Maybe actually opened up one of the planning tools to figure out what I'm doing with this factory, but we're fine. Let me see, where is our way out officially? Over here. So this is the front of the factory right here. Right there. I'll be lurking, so sleepy, even though I went to bed early. Yep, no worries, Acorn. Appreciate you popping by. Ah, we got there. You're better than that. Now, the challenge with the crater is finding a good buildable area, and really what it comes down to is you just find yourself working here. Call this our center point. Okay, we're just laying a bit of foundation. We're gonna do some measuring to plan out the size of the factory. We want to know is how many foundations, what dimension of the foundations is a 2x2 fuel generator square cover. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 7 by 7 is going to be what we're working with there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's going to be 11. 12, 13, 14. Do the full perimeter. See how this looks. 11, 13. That's too close to the beach. So we're going to build back this way. That's 12. So 2 more this way, and we are going to end up clipping into this geothermal generator. Perfectly okay to me. Cover us nicely here. Oh look, we overcovered. I don't think that one. Nope, that one was doubled. That one was not. So this lower floor, this is going to be vehicular load and unload. I may not use all of this foundation that I've got here, but we're just setting it up. Pop over here, snap from there and build to the edge. So to do vehicular load and unload, we need to know just how big the truck stops are going to be. We'll do these in terms of 4-meter foundation so we can line the stairs up nicely. And that's going to be done in 3s. Oh, maybe not. Hang on. That's gonna be done in 4s. Foundations are low enough that we got some wet concrete sounds that we're stepping on. So we'll do 10. We'll do 10. And we are going to start running out of concrete doing this. This is the start of a massive project. This is gonna take many streams to finish. Now this floor we're gonna plan as though we're putting fuel power generators on it, so we need the right height. But I think we're gonna do some additional processing here. So working with leftover stuff. If I'm not mistaken. So we could actually go one lower, but we're not going to. JJ's checking in. Welcome in. Good to see ya. Hope you're doing well. We're doing pretty well over here. Starting up a massive project. This is going to be a turbo fuel factory. Or rather, a turbo fuel power plant. Yes. Yeah, this is going to be the largest scale building that we've done so far. That's 14. That is 11. 12, 13, 14. Yeah, so in the crater here, we've really only got so much space to work with. The number of fuel power generators that you can end up with really makes this impractical to do as a single floor. At least at the scale that we're aiming for here. Yeah, so I'm aiming to stay grounded. And there we go, we're out of concrete. This is our big bottleneck. It's gonna be the biggest challenge in getting this built. Inventory look. Clean it out some. This way is out. This way is not out. Here we go this way. And then we go back this way. Drive-by pets. Now, the design that I'm starting up here, I started working on this previously for rocket fuel. So it was a much, much more scaled-up version of this. It was a project that I did not finish. We're gonna do better this time. Go into the void. Out here and find our concrete factory. Hang on, let's unload inventory first. I need this thing. Holding onto those, get rid of that and that. I don't remember why I grabbed those, but I feel like I need them. We are producing that. Okay, there we go. Got those in there. Hang on. Do we have another spot? We do have another spot for those, so we shouldn't. Eventually we'll fix that. Yep, this is just still running. Okay, back to concrete. I'll leave that there. How much are you producing? 11.25, 22.5, 45, 90. So that is only... Work 2 right there. It just says, after I'm done with my fuel, power plant, and plastic and rubber factory, gonna start on your mega factory. Very nice. Mega factories can be pretty overwhelming. And something I need to work on is planning them a little bit better. As well as working out how to accommodate space, tighter spaces a little better. It's one of my biggest struggles. Oh. Yeah, let's go unlock those pipes real quick. Those are important. Doing a mix of both mega factory and modular factory. Well, the difference between a mega factory and a modular factory is that all the modular factories share walls, and that makes a mega factory. Effectively.
Milestone reached. Pipelines and pipeline
like I'm gonna
pumps
have a
can now
modular
be
factory
upgraded
for
to
like
Mark
iron,
II.
steel,
They are
and
like
some other
Mark
stuff.
I, but better. Pipes seem to be objects of fascination to humans. In fact, there are recorded instances of humans doing nothing but thinking about pipes for hours.
Dear Lord, Ada. Thank you, Ada. Like I'm gonna have a modular factory for like iron and steel and some other stuff, but then anything that needs to be combined with another different resource will be in a mega factory. So this is the last one that doesn't require computers directly. Don't worry about that when Freighter comes back, but we don't need that. Not for this. It says, like, for example, stators, you need steel pipes and wire. So that's combining two different resources. That'll be done in the mega factory, while wire and steel will be done in modular factories. Oop, we got a problem. We got a problem, we gotta fix this. Can't be having this. That's better. That's better. Yeah, and I find doing like closely packed together modular factories is very helpful in terms of these smaller scale complex recipes when trying to plan them. So like my motor factory, which I ended up not doing, is like several floors. So that can get to be, I want to say 4 or 5 floors high. That's a wire factory, an iron pipe factory, and then a motor factory. Alright, we've got the concrete now. We have enough fuel to get up there. Oh, it's slow, but I think we got it. We got it. Not yet. I want to save trains for a more long-distance form of transport and stick with trucks when we're relatively within one biome. Especially here where we're producing fuel. So powering the vehicles is gonna be easy. Let me double check. How tall are these? It's the full 10. Okay. Guy just says, yeah, I'm using trains for my factories because I don't get trucks. Like, I know how they work, but it's difficult for me. Well, it doesn't help that they've been relatively buggy as well. Do a perimeter here. They improved a lot of stuff with the 1.0 update. But they're still not perfect. So each floor for one pure oil node. Each floor is going to have 4. What am I saying? What are the words coming out of my mouth? Four fuel power generators. So 10 floors would do 40. And so we can get up to 44. One pure oil node. That's where a project like this should probably have a mod like Infinite Zoop ready. Help speed up the process. It's only 9. Fill in this hole over here. So since that first floor is not going to be fuel power generators, we are only 2 floors high so far. 8 more to go. Seems like a lot. Probably because that's a lot. Actually, something I should be doing as I work on this is actually placing those fuel power generators. If we had the Mark II blueprints, this would be a little easier. But we don't have the computers to unlock those yet. Yeah, because at this scale, we will run out of our dimensional depot storage very quickly. See what I mean? Already out of rubber. I might have to pull that one. Because that sound doesn't really do much as far as fooling me on anything. There's no spiders here. You just gotta run around and explore, find the Mercer spheres. Really all there is to it. No, the spiders are over there. They're not where we're building. How does that make me feel? The spiders are over there. It's nice, they're not in the way, so I can let them do their thing. The other thing to remember, Squid, is when you start building enough in a certain area, or when you have a powered building within that area, mobs don't spawn there anymore. So if you build where the spiders are, that means you don't have spiders there anymore. If you build where all of the spiders are, that means you don't have spiders anywhere anymore. I don't know how many structures it is, but if you have a powered building, it only takes one. It is a building that is hooked up to power and running. I don't know if just having a building... So, I mentioned before about the tap being more efficient. You get more airtime out of it. This is what it looks like if we just hold that down. You don't even get close. And then it hurts. Hey, well, congrats on the 3-stream streak there, Squid. Well, they have to, the power poles have to be hooked up to power, and then they have to be powering a building. Just having a power pole connected to the grid is not enough to prevent the mob spawns. So they're a start. Hey, welcome in, Wolf. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. How many floors are we up to? Wolf says I'm alright. Think I'm gonna do here for elevators. Transport, transport. How tall are they allowed to go? 196. Max height. See how much further above that we can go with it. If we can connect them without being forced to have a, Alright, that's all the way up. Make our lives a little easier. And we can run the power to them right away, too. One of the nice things about the elevators is that they transport power. So we can use this to bring power to each floor. Or from each floor in this case, because many of these floors are just going to be the fuel power generators. I'm gonna call elevator. I don't know how to configure these. Just for now, we'll have this pole running all the way down there. There we go. We've got elevator power. And we've got an ad starting in a minute.
Thank you for participating in the Fix-It Elevation program. I am Elevata, which is like Ada, but less advanced. We are not currently taking any feedback.
Yep, that makes that so much easier. Aki Biscuit Emporium just followed. I wonder who that could be. You getting your alternate bot set up there, Squid? Or alternate account for a bot setup? Welcome back, JJ. Alright, so the first floor, that's gonna be... Logistics... G. Production G. Interesting. Oh, thank you for the follow, Pure Chaos. I acknowledge just as the ad starts. You may not be hearing me. We're going on break. I'm gonna keep configuring this while we're on break. And welcome back. So we've got the elevator all configured. We're gonna get these set up so we can see what we're working with here. We've got... incorrect alignment is what we've got here. And thank you for the follow-up here, Chaos. I acknowledged you after the ad break started, so I wasn't sure if you heard. Appreciate you popping in. Of course. I'm a Persephonal. I know how to get off my BRB screen when I get back. And thank you for the first-time chat. Hello, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Oh, I see. Is that JJ? See a similar number there. Did you, get a chat bot set up for yourself, JJ? So I thought I had set this up so there was only one foundation of space between them, but it looks like I hadn't. Which means this now isn't centered. And there's a check-in for pure chaos. And Carrot gets check-in. Yeah, what's up, JJ? Yeah, I usually try to keep a tab open for people. Nope, nope. That is water level. We want to keep that one. At least when I can, anyway. Right now, I'm streaming, and I don't want to use up the bandwidth that might end up affecting the quality of my stream, so... One of the scenarios where I'm online, and I don't have any tabs open. Nah, it's usually a passive lurk. It's been hard for me to find too much time lately to, yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing, JJ, is you don't want to try to call out, you don't want to call out your lurkers. You know, oftentimes it's people that aren't necessarily, like, available to sit and watch you stream. but they do want to provide you some form of support. And usually people that just kind of want to kind of quietly sit, if you call them out, they're going to feel a little discouraged because they feel like they can't sit on your stream unless they're, like, giving you full attention. You know, Twitch is long-form content. It's a lot of time that we spend streaming, and so we can't always give 100% of our attention to the streams that we're watching. That's where commands like bang lurk are nice. Helps communicate with the streamer, like when we're here, or when you're here, when you're available to chat, versus versus when you just still have the tab open and you have to step away and put your attention on something else. Wait, what? Huh? What? %90 hair. See, one of these days I'll sit and fight with Mix It Up. Alright, this is gonna be much better. We're spending a lot of time fixing elevators here. Do the floor naming once everything else is constructed here. This is, we're gonna lose a lot of time on this. Oh, I'm not on the bottom floor. That's where my wires went. I appreciate y'all. We're not going to go through and do all the configuring that we just did on break. We'll do that at the end once we've gotten all our floors together. The other side has to be fixed now because it's off center, and it's going to bug me forever if I don't fix it. This'll be fine. This'll be fine. Unless... Hang on. No, I just solved all your problems? How did I solve all your problems? What happened now? Come back, elevator. Come back. Can we copy? Can we copy? I don't think we can copy. We don't get to name the elevator. We just get to select from existing. Oh, this is the music. I see. Okay. I've just volunteered for something? What's happening? Alright, goodbye. That elevator's gone. Back to the top. We didn't delete the stop at the very top of the elevator. We can fix that. We might come back and do an elevator on both sides for the sake of the design of the building. Let's see. Yep, we're down here again. We have to call the elevator again. No. No, the fuse is fine. Fuse is fine. Okay, we got all of these built on this floor. This floor as well. And there it goes. We're at our upper again. As much as we can do here. I said we weren't going to configure this, and yet here we are. Yeah, so this interface is bugged. By a lot. Gee, not 6. Doing it anyway. We're doing the little vehicles for the logistics floors where we don't have like major transportation coming in. And the droplet for the ones that are actually doing oil power production. This is going to be the vehicle drop-off as they come around from various places in the biome, as well as we're going to have a bit of regular production. We might adjust these plans a little bit, but this is what we got. And now... Ooh. We can't do higher than this. Kimmy, welcome in. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. So no, we're not gonna do both sides. Hang on. I got an idea. Maybe we can force it. There's no way this works, right? Nope. Doesn't add the floors. It's a separate elevator. Okay, so what that means is that this elevator has to be mirrored on the other side for the next set of floors going up. That's kind of a pain, actually. That also means I've got excessive elevator shaft here. Oh yeah, no. We're not gonna spend the entire stream on elevators, I promise. We're gonna spend the entire stream on concrete. Alright, so we're at floor 4 of 10. It's the wrong height. Yep, wrong height. That's alright. Oh no, I did it wrong. First one wasn't the right spot. Fine. We're good. Squid is 10 out of 10, overwhelmed and confused. I offer to help, Squid, but I haven't cooked it, mix it up enough to be able to know what's, be able to fully understand how it works. Reaching that point, we're losing some frames. Make sure we get our elevator stops here. We're fine. We're out of concrete. We knew this day would come. Look, it's perfectly safe if I fall. Watch. See, we're fine. Actually, we're not fine. The asphalt here is not oriented consistently. That is unacceptable. Let those stay. Better to just do the whole line. Think that's lined up correctly? Yeah, I think so. Ah. What are the odds our concrete factory has produced enough? Let's take the zip line back this time. You might regret this. It's fine. Don't worry, we'll fix this. We won't leave it that way. I hear hissing. Or rather, I read hissing. No, hissing should be spitters. Is it true that there are no venomous spiders in... Was that supposed to be New Zealand? Yep. What am I doing here? Concrete. Concrete. How much have we produced? That is not enough. We will run out relatively quickly. That's probably fine. Let's go over to our motor factory and pick some motors up for, Ooh, we can... This motor factory is not too far from the steel factory either. We can get all of that right out of containers. It's fine. It looks great. Nothing missing. I really like this. It's a nice open way through here. This is the SAM Fluctuator, the future SAM Fluctuator factory. That currently is just making reanimated SAM. Lily's here. Welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I got a jetpack, Carrot. I didn't float. I flew. You can see me burning the fuel in the bottom left as I'm bouncing up like that. Yeah, it very much helped with getting around. And not hitting the ground too hard. Okay, let's unlock the monorail.
Milestone reached. Trains are
That's a lot
excellent
of
for
computers that
efficiently
we need.
moving vast quantities of parts. Train logistics can be made more precise and complex with tools found in the railway signaling milestone. I listen to all my pioneers, often when they're not even aware of it. So due to popular demand, I have added a motivational message. Choo-choo mother.
Thanks, Ada. And we've got Lily coming in with a 10-stream streak. Carrot's pushing the button. No, it's that, I feel like family friendly would be too restrictive, for the kind of content I can see myself producing. It was something I had to think about it. There were a few things that went into that decision. Who I would potentially collaborate with was part of that decision, but ultimately it was the things that I could see myself potentially talking about on stream. Wouldn't completely be oh, Kimmy. I think anybody who's looking for a family-friendly stream would have a particular impression of what that content would be, and if you were to get into any, like, political talk or anything like that, which I don't do much of at this point, but I don't want to be closed off to it. That's feeling like that could... family-friendly wouldn't be the appropriate tag for that. So I am open to 13+. I'm not family-friendly oriented. I'm not particularly targeted towards minors in any way. You know, I just don't want to be inaccessible to anybody who is able to use the platform. We're not powered. Now we're powered. It says, I knew from day one that I could never label myself as family-friendly. Yeah, I like the idea of it, and like, one of the main values that I want to, work towards on my channel is constructive discussion. You know, I haven't really found an avenue to start getting into that, but you know, the areas where I feel like we need constructive discussion are areas of relatively controversial subjects. And just the nature of them being controversial means that, you know, if you're a parent, like, supervising your kid on the platform, and you see this person is labeled as family-friendly, you want to approve them, and then suddenly they start talking about a subject that you feel very strongly about in a particular way, you're going to get kind of upset about that. But I'm also kind of getting ahead of myself with that, just in the manner of, you know, I haven't really broached any of those subjects at this point. And what I talk about is largely going to depend on, you know, what kind of audience I establish and what they want to hear about. our frames are dropping. We're gonna have to restart the server in a bit. So we'll save real quick, go to the main menu and then come back, and that should improve the frame rate while we're in build mode. Two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. Did go on backwards. Also went at the wrong spot. Still in the wrong spot. I really gotta delete that last stop up there. Nope, nope. There we go. That's better. Because we restarted, we gotta get the boombox back out. That's right. It's winter now. Do I want frozen things for breakfast? Well, your house is environmental controlled, right? If it's warm inside, why not frozen things? I missed. Like, standing too close to it? What happened there? Oh. I'm out of concrete again. We knew this day would come. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We can do some logistics work while we're waiting on the concrete to restock, and then head back over and grab some. But yeah, there's still more thought that I have to put into what kind of content I'm putting out there. You know, I mentioned wanting to get into deeper discussions, but the other thing I have to keep in mind is that anybody who's been following this series of me doing Satisfactory isn't necessarily going to want that to become part of the series, which I think is fair. You know, you want to sit and watch somebody build in Satisfactory. And I think that doesn't necessarily conflict with my goals here, because I do want to vary my content more. I want to have my anchors, the things that I do regularly, like Satisfactory I do every week. But, you know, there's more than just the 2 days a week where I've got my regular stuff. And we've started up on some collab projects that we've been doing, with Acorn, Rena, Squid. And Crypt more recently. But there's more... I think there's still more room for more varied content. You're out of rubber again. Let's start from down here. Ooh. I just realized I don't know how the clean pipelines we're gonna need. Print some tickets. 27. Quite a bit of unlock. Nope. shop. That's what we want. Alright, management. We need these, of course, most important. I think we're all unlocked on organization. We're all unlocked on foundations, walls, architecture. 11, 19, 24, 27. Okay. I realized I could have put that on any floor because I... Oh, no, because I have the, A lot of the space is taken up by the fuel power generators. I wish they would let us use these as defaults for some of these. Oh, no, wait, there is a way to do that. There it goes. Copper pipes. There it goes. I should probably do the filter. Make that a little easier on myself. There we go. Alright. Up to our logistics floor up here. We did not make them up here. Okay. Thought I had placed these. Nope, wrong spot. Let's go down to this logistics floor and we will set up the basic logistics for how these are going to work. Oh. No, we're missing something. Hang on. Hang on. Need the floor holes for these. We do not like that. Noodle. Horizontal to vertical is not good. Curved, straight aren't good. Noodle it is. In reality, I don't think types that carry fuel are going to be copper. Probably going to be plastic. I imagine... So all it takes is something acidic to corrode copper. I don't know if there might be something in fuel that could also corrode copper, or if there's something in fuel that's acidic. A lot of ground to cover under these. These, we want to set these up. These are going to get deleted later, but they're going to help us align our junction. Might only need one of them, but we'll do two. These are also temporary, because this is the bottom floor. Junctions. Got an ad starting up soon. I think we'll set up some manual crafting for the break. Hey, Rena, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Whoop. Missed a junction. Missed a couple junctions. Get this piping set up first before the ad starts. These will never be more than 300 per minute. Mark II will just be the fuel coming down. That's it. Finish this up, go over to break screen, start up some manual crafting, and when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about what we've got going on here. crafting. Maybe on break screen. And yes, we'll do the 44 computers. And we're back. Rena says piano time. We doing piano time? Oh, there's an emote on my screen that I don't recognize. Must be a Franker face. Yeah, so what we've got going on here, 7TV. What we're going to do is we're going to send, when we bring the fuel over to this factory, we're going to send it directly to the top floor, all the way up. And what that's going to do, we're going to have 2,400 crude oil coming in. 2,400 crude oil coming in. We're going to send it up through 4 pipelines, and we're going to have to pump it all the way to the top. So the idea here is we pump it to the top once as we bring it in, and then we let gravity do the work of pushing it through to the machines as it comes back down. So that's why we've got the bottom floor, so these pipes, these are getting cut off. They're coming from the top floor. The top turbo fuel is going to be fully produced on that top floor. That is a lot of oil. It's a very ambitious project. It's probably overly ambitious, but it's too late now. We've spent 2 hours of stream on it, so this is what we're doing. I know, I meant to go that way. There we go. Ah, I did make more. one more. The main throughput's down. Need to be capable of up to... It's going to be less than 600 per minute because the crude oil is not a one-to-one to turbo fuel production rate. And we don't have the floor holes down here. Alright, hang on. We gotta... We need some shortcuts here. Seven, 8, 9. Okay. Nope, Noodle was right. And in the ad break we had Rena said so fast. We typed so fast. Yeah, at this scale, you're not gonna work with this scale unless you can start throwing stuff down quickly. Otherwise it gets really tedious. It's already really tedious. Wiggly wiggly pipes. Pipes. Mark 2, going down. What's happening there? Why is that line not coming through straight? Gotta get used to these hotkeys. What is happening? Let's see, I think we only need one of these. Yep. That's not camera angle distortion. This isn't straight. I mean, it's not straight over there either. And for some reason, it's not snapping to those correctly. That is weird. Let's see something here. This is gonna be wild if this is what's doing it. Nope. I'm not sure what it is, but that's gonna bug me. Functionally, it's fine. I just don't like it. Probably is the alignment of the foundations here. The junction's vertical alignment might be tied to world grid and off world grid here. don't trust that this pipe is still connected because we did the thing. It's doing that again. That's fixed. That is a new issue that I haven't encountered before, so I think that's a 1.1 thing. Gonna go up here where we started placing fuel-powered generators. We'll finish these up. Did I go the whole height of this? Ah, yes, we don't have floor holes for the actual generators. I don't think that goes there. first. See, we've got frame drops while we're building again. Got that thing going on over here. Fix it. Nope. Try again. There we go. Nope. Yeah, no, we need one of these to snap for sure. This is the sort of task that it would be worth coming up with a blueprint for, but we don't have the Mark II blueprints unlocked just yet. That doesn't work. Got all 4 of those set up. Production 3. Go to production 4. We'll do another restart here. Short on rubber again. We don't have a bottleneck down here, do we? Seems like we should have restocked more of that. Something's yellow. Y'all saw that, right? Maybe game startup lag? I'm not sure. This should be more full, though. It's working at decent enough efficiency, but I prefer to have that reservoir completely full. Let's fill up that reservoir. It's 150 per minute coming in, so that should fill up relatively quickly. Shut this down to speed this up. Even numbers. No, it doesn't matter. Except to me. There we go. Actually, let's go back for some more concrete. Hopefully we've got a few stacks set up for that. we do those other 12 computers too and get that unlock knocked out. Not enough concrete. I don't know why I thought we were producing this. There's no way we're producing this. Need more copper sheets than that. There we go. Alright. Let's go launch this.
Milestone reached. Train signals placed on train rails can control and improve train behavior. This helps to avoid events where multiple trains attempt to occupy the same physical location. For information related to earlier train events, please refer to your employee non-disclosure agreement.
I fell. Didn't even pay enough attention to realize what I did there. Alright, we're back. It's getting big. I mean, it's already big, but, you know. Might be enough rubber to finish that floor off. Let's see. It's not. That's fine. I still need that one. This one's also broken. This one's double broken. That bug is gonna be a pain. Okay, like we're good here. we're gonna go up here and do some more concrete work and then come back to this. Foundations, half foundation here. And half foundation here. I don't know when I ended up with a llama on my build gun. I don't remember that being what I had set. I normally go for this summer sloops. I like the color. The thing. What's up, Squid? Hey! Rude! That's the wrong spot. How would my timeline look for no glasses? It would look like I'd take my glasses off and have to have them off for 15 minutes. What? Thank you for that. I'm not sure I understand what you're asking, Squid. Having fun there, Rena? I mean, beyond what I said, it fully depends on, you know, when somebody redeems, lose the glasses. Thank you for the hog. Well, it looks like I have them off until 4:38, plus the time that we're going to be in ads, because that's going to cross through. My elevator stops here. Should I do that, Squid? I don't understand. Do you need to do something when I have my glasses off? Thanking your whole afternoon on that question about what my timeline is for lose the glasses. It's 15 minutes. It says so on the redeem. I'm so confused right now. You asked about my glasses! I'm so lost. What is this bit? Rena has a question for me. Rena, do you have a question for me? What's up? We're not on take from inventory before depot? Why would we not be on take from inventory before depot?
Harvest.
That just makes the concrete rates worse. Does the inventory... What is with you and the glasses redeem, Squid? Got 3 more. Imagine if there wasn't a limit on the elevator. Did I check Discord before I started stream? You mean about the discussion about playing with Squid after, or later on? It's only meant to affect my glasses. My viewers should only be malicious towards me, not towards other viewers. That's terrible phrasing for that. My viewers should only mess with me with the redeems. There should be no malice here. Come on, hurry up. Get my last bit of concrete so I can finish this floor. I think we only have 2 more after this. 70, there it is, there it goes. Now I'm alive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need 1 more for the... Ooh, I don't have enough fuel to get back over there, because I don't have enough momentum going forward. Down we go. Into the drink. We're fine. Rena's redeemed there did turn out to be a warning, though. No, we're fine. Every time I read Logistics G floor, my brain just wants to process it as Logitech G. I don't understand. I'm so lost.
Fix it, elevator. Here to lift you up and to let you down.
I just got rickrolled by Ada. One thing that really bugs me about this game is the fact that the scroll wheel seems to be inverted in a lot of places where it shouldn't be. If I hold Alt and scroll up, the number on my hotbar goes up. I guess that makes sense, but it feels like it should go the other way. Thank you for the hydrate. When I word it that way, it makes sense, but the intuitive feeling is that it should go down. Scrolling up should go back to the base where you came from, like it works on a website. Unless you're a Mac user and you have natural scroll, which... Ugh. And there's a stretch. Good stretch. That's at auto, that's not at noodle. It needs to be at noodle. So Squid, if you're asking when I plan to end stream, and therefore when I'm able to join you guys, I'm not entirely sure at this point. I may try to get all of the floors set up before I end, which is going to take a while. Oh, my ad's starting soon. Take a break. Manual craft. How's it going? We're back from break. Let's see, how many of these? It takes 4 per each computer. So I'm gonna need 400 of these in the long run. That's a lot of those. Squid says, wait, how come I can't build copper piping in my copper factory in our world? And Rena says, do we have copper pipe technology? We unlocked coal power, so we do have pipe technology. The thing that makes it copper pipe is literally just this customization, which we can buy in the shop. It's a few tickets, and in terms of what we need for building, we have probably higher priorities. Although we could probably just unlock it at any point. Well, the other thing too is there's nothing really the copper factory does with pipes. I guess you could do it decoratively. Be an interesting idea. These things don't have to be functional when you place them. In fact, there's a lot that people do with piping. One that I've seen is people will create chains to have floating things like anchored to the ground. It's pretty neat. As a product of the farm, that's copper sheets. We are producing that. Thank you, Squid. I appreciate that. Where is my office going to be in the building? Wasn't planning to put an office, but I suppose there's space in the basement. We'll have to see what the basement and the ground floors turn out to be. The height limit on these elevators really bugs me. No, I did not make a mistake. It's bugged. This is production 6, this is production 5. The display is not working correctly. We're on production 4, let's go to production 5. Do this while we're waiting for some more rubber to produce. Not enough rubber. Running into a repeating pattern here with what resource we're running out of. Hey, there's a floating slug. Forget the floating slug. Think we'll make it? I think we can make it. Yeah, we made it. Found spiders. They're gone. What is that? Bacon agar. Agarite. Oh, hello! Bigger spider. That should have been dismantled a while ago. Let me grab a couple slugs. This is getting dangerous. We're fine. I could probably put my glasses back on now. Spiders! Don't jump into the void. Got some of your own spiders. Ow. Didn't realize there was a second one. We're fine. All good. Lost some spitter remains. Don't know where they went. Alright, I want some materials to start replenishing. So I am going to take a break from the oil factory. Come back to this. And we'll go get SAM fluctuators set up. Grab this slug real quick. Oh, there's a vehicle over here. Hang on. Let's take it home. Another slug up there. Go grab that. We end up with a lot of power shards now that we've got the power shard constructor suit. Each one of these is going to be double output now, so every purple slug is 10 power shards. Oh, a slug over here. Oh, a slug over there. Drive-by pets. Let's clean up the mess that these guys made from drive-by pets. These guys too. Can't drive through that tree. Already 6 more coupons since we spent the last 27. Why are those inappropriate intervals for producing one at a time? I'm not sure. Alright, we'll let those do their thing. And we're gonna come out here and come back to, not this. This is just silliness. Well, it was a proof of concept. We proved the concept so we could get rid of it, but now it's just silliness. Alright. This drain. Okay, cut these out. I say we gotta leave that running, but we don't, do we? Power input is coming to this pole. Alright. So for production, we want a manufacturer. And this is going to be a bit of a mock-up, so it's going to be placed roughly. SAM fluctuators. We need 6 reanimated SAM per minute. Which is probably going to be 2 constructors back here. This surface is going to be a mock-up, but it's looking like that's the correct alignment there. 120 makes 30. 120 makes 30. That's 60. That's our full 240. We also need 30 steel pipe per minute. That's going to be iron pipe. We'll just overclock that. Why not? You don't really need to. Yeah, I think we'll move the manufacturer down. Have it over here instead. So, SAM fluctuators, 10 per minute. Iron's coming in from there, so these are going to be the iron pipes. Producing 15 per minute each. These are going to be the reanimated SAM, producing 30 each from 120 total. And then we need 50 wire per minute. Which will require... Oop. 25 copper ingot per minute. Adjust that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's 12.5 each. Oh, no. No. Is it 50? It said 50, so it's producing 25 each. Take taking in 12.5 each. Be a pretty compact factory. Now this is 60 in, 15 out, so this is all tier 1 lifts. This is 120 in and 30 out, so this is tier 1 at the output, tier 2 at the input. Mark 2. This is 12 in, 25 out. Mark 1. This is 10 out, and yeah, everything is Mark 1. Got that moving again. That's gonna move till that's empty because it's not. We're not powering the. Smelters anymore. Are we empty here? We're not. We're also not powered here. Oh, we grabbed this to power the motor factory. The motor factory's not running. Whoops. Probably fine. gonna be wire. And the iron ore. And these are each 60 coming in, so that's gonna be tier 2. Yep. Thanks for that, Rena. Use is fine. We're fine. Now, we gotta get the depth here that we learned about. All sorts of stuff that we can clean out here. Put those back. Basic wall here. That's more like it. That's not. Jetpack. Aww. Well, that's gonna be a pain. Yeah, you did pick a decent time to redeem that. That would have been very much a pain. I needed it up there. Well, I made the elevator. I could have coped. Which just means that I would have had to have honored it. Really. Looks like from the outside. I love that we've got depth to this now. I wish I had the parachute right now. Alright, so we gotta bring this over. We have a normal. Excellent. Logistics, wall hole. Yeah, that's fine. I don't have a jetpack. I don't have a jetpack. Oh, this is a pain. Yes, yes, I did take damage. I know. I know. Got that already. No! Genuine danger of that right now. When did you redeem that? 5:14. 5:29. I can put the jetpack back on. Alright, so I've got asphalt along the ground, but I think I'm gonna stick with concrete up here. Especially because of the way we're clipping into these columns. And... gonna do this. Does it only say 5 minutes? Yeah, I guess I was worried about that being too derailing. I think I like that. Wait, wait. Fine, you got this. Is this empty yet? Almost. Alright, and then we've got copper over here. Where's the copper node? Right there. Ah, I don't have a jetpack. Bring it around this way. Foundations. Not foundation. That's good. And that still gives us room to come through with a vehicle. In fact, I would even say... that lined up well. That way. These are also backwards. And asphalt. How much copper do we need? It's not much. $25 per minute. Could be a scenario where iron wire might be nice. That's nothing. Not a noblest, so we're coping with trees. Okay, there we go. And we'll bring the power in. Line. Here. And here. There's the line. There we go. Okay, let's head back down and finish the logistics. We need the splitter set first. We're gonna do this way. Ooh. Important question. Do I want to build a snowman? Is it time to play? There's so much snow. Do you have actual snow there, Carrot? This is 10 per minute. That will never exceed Mark 1. That will never exceed Mark 2. Or Mark 3. Here. Actual snow on the ground and falling from the air sky. As opposed to the land sky. Stop doing that. Flashy. I think we'll do here.